Hello, people. How's it going? Well, if I don't seem to be in the mood to do any actual physical writing, I I haven't done much writing in the last few months. I think two at least. I figure if I'm not going to do any actual writing, I should at least talk about writing. What is how does one become a writer? Well, you sit down and you write. Are writers born? No, they're made. Believe me, they're made. Being a writer, you have to have imagination. That's a given. You have to have experiences worth writing about, or even perceived experiences writing about. You have to have imagination, experience. You got to be able to express yourself in a coherent manner. I mean, it doesn't have to be perfect, because nothing is ever really perfect. But I like writing, even though the last few, it's been about 2 months, I think, somewhere around there. I just haven't. I just have not gotten in the. And this is an excuse, not in the mood. You should always write something. The thing is, I'm always thinking about writing something. Subjects always come up, topics come up, ideas are always coming up. I just haven't had it in me to write anything. I have plenty of projects, just haven't gotten around to it. But that's part of being a writer. You get into these strange moments of just not wanting to write anything. Even though you do, you don't really want to. You need a break. I'm not sure really that's my problem right now. But because writing, a writer is never not writing, even if it's just in his head. I mean, you need, experiences, um, imagination. I mean, these are all basic things. But I think to be a writer, you really have to be an observer of the human condition. And that to me is important. That's what a writer is. They're observing the human condition. They're recording the human condition. They're observing, recording, making mental notes, sometimes physical notes. It requires a lot of reading. If you don't have time to read, you don't have time to write. That's something Stephen King said, and I believe him. I try that. That's very true. I mean, I like reading biographies of authors almost more than I enjoy reading their stuff. Not in all authors. Some authors are more interesting than what they wrote, and some are what they wrote is more interesting than them. Then there's the conflict writers. Right? It's subjective, of course. Writing is always subjective. But hold my sleeves up. But I mean, I think the last few months, at least May and this month anyway. Well, yeah, May and this month anyway. I just have not felt the urge to write anything strong enough to write anything. But does that make me less of a writer? Of course not. I don't think it's a dry spell because I'm constantly thinking of ideas. I'm not really sure it's writer's block. I don't know if I really believe in writer's block. I think writer's block is just you know what you want to say and you just can't quite figure out what it is. My idea for defeating writer's block is just write. Just do something. Even if it doesn't make any sense, and you delete it from the computer. And believe me, I've done that a few times. I mean, being a writer is you have to be willing to also be part of life. A writer who doesn't writes but doesn't really involve himself with too much. A loner. A loner is not a good writer. Now, granted, there are a few writers who were loners. I think J.D. Salinger was one. So, how much did he write and what did he write? I have no idea. I mean, I have Catcher in the Rye and that one on I think it's 6 short stories, whatever it's called, or 9 or whatever. It's down there somewhere. But I've read them. They're not too bad. I get more out of reading about biographies and autobiographies of writers than I do what they wrote. I just do. I think I learn more about how to be a writer than to actually read their stuff, which sounds counterproductive, maybe. It probably is on some level. I mean, you can learn a lot from a writer. You also need to read their stuff. I'm itchy. It's very hot and very humid, and I'm just itchy. It's the weather. The weather is something else. It is hot outside. 90 degrees, people. 90 degrees here in Minnesota. I like writing. I enjoy it. For the most part. There are moments that I wish I could just stop. There are moments I wish I just never want to write another thing ever again. And then when that delusional madness leaves, I go back to my normal delusional madness. I mean, I was going to write something today. I can't. Right now I can't. I don't know what it is. I don't think it's writer's block. I have plenty of ideas and I have plenty of material to work on. I'm just not in the mood to write. So, I mean, that's why I'm doing this video on writing, because I don't have it in me to actually physically do any. But I know I'm talking about it. At the moment, I was reading a biography of Hans Christian Andersen. An interestingly strange guy. Interestingly strange. He may or may not have been gay. I don't know. I'm not sure he even knew. But he was interesting. He fantasized a lot of his life. He rewrote a lot of his life. I find him interesting. I almost find him more interesting than what he wrote. But that happens. I mean, I'm still trying to figure out why yesterday's video, the first one I did, the volume isn't working. I'm assuming that the volume is working for other people, because 25 people have viewed it already, last time I checked. But I'm going to try to turn this writing book, 15-minute into writing a book, into book reviews, talking about writing, maybe even talk about what I am writing. Maybe that might be helpful. Maybe that'll help me figure out why I seem to be in such a rut. I think I know what part of the problem is. It has nothing to do with writing, and it really doesn't. I think I know what it is. It's an obvious thing to me. I probably don't give myself a break on certain things, because I think I know what the problem is. And it's not a major problem. It's just something I need to readjust in my own life. It's nothing personal. It's just I probably spend way too much time in this room. I mean, I live in this room practically. I'm either at work or I'm here. You know, as a writer, you need to get out more. And I don't get out a lot. I need to. I should. Yeah. I fidget a lot, people. I'm sorry. I just do. I'm hoping. I mean, what I'd like to do, and I know there's going to be crossovers with some things when I talk about history or writing or theology. Those are my top 3 things I like to talk about. They really are. That's why I have the 3 15-minute studies of those things. And the editorial one, which is the 4th, of course, I'm not sure what to turn that into. That might be just a broad spectrum of things. I don't know. The last one was on politics, and I don't like politics. Though I will write about it sometimes. But I think what I'm going to try to do is, if I can't write anything, I'm going to do YouTubes. I don't want to give up on this. I don't dislike doing this. I know it sounds confusing, because it is. So part of me is not comfortable doing this, only because there's no feedback, which is what I would like to have. I would like some feedback. I'd like to be able to subscribe and comment and hit the like button and tell me whether they like it, dislike it, or think I should go away. Doesn't mean I'm going to go away, but I'm not going to be offended by it. But writing, and I guess I did this video today just to try to talk myself into figuring out why, other than the obvious answer I know is, but the other reasons is I can't write. And it's not because I can't. I don't even shouldn't say that. I just don't seem to want to. And I don't think it's because I'm tired of writing. I don't think it's because I don't like writing. It's not because I've given up on writing. I know I have a tendency to overthink things, and I think that's part of the problem, and it's interfering with writing. Overthinking other things that have nothing to do with writing. I mean, I like writing my stories. I like writing my commentaries and my 10-minute well, yeah, 10-minute studies. My 10-minute studies are on my blog site, and the 15-minute studies are on this thing. Well, let's see anything. I'm also tired. And getting up at 2 o'clock in the morning to get to work is tiring on a bike. I ride a bike, people. I don't have a car. I never owned a car. I ride a bike from point A to point B. I like my job, though. It gives me an opportunity. When it's very slow, I'm reading. So I'm standing there waiting for something to happen on the two belts. I'm reading. It's quite entertaining, quite amusing, I'm sure, to some people. I like writing. I mean, I know I haven't done a lot of it. I know I keep saying that, but I do enjoy it. I do like it. I struggle with it. I fight it. I fight people who are the grammar police who really should just take a chill pill. I'll fix the problems when I do the final draft. Those people are fun to deal with. It's like I did in my last, I think, writing video. I probably rambled on for long enough. I think I did this video to do something. You know, I'm not going to do any writing today, but I should at least do something writing related. Look, I want ideas, people. People who are listening and watching this video, tell me what you think. Tell me what you would like to talk about when it comes to writing or books. You know, share, subscribe. You know, just what's this say up here? Looks like someone might be on there. Well, I'm still learning the ins and outs of how to do this. So I wish I knew why the video of yesterday I did the sound. I'm still like I still can't get the sound. But 25 people have looked at it, and no one has commented on the fact that there's no sound. Maybe they're getting sound and I'm not. I have no idea. I'm a writer, not a computer guy. But anyway, but as I said, this is just my writer's ramblings for today, only because I'm not going to be writing anything. I'm going to, I don't know. I apologize. I'm trying to think outside to figure out what's going on, why I think I'm trying to figure things out as a writer. I think I'm getting bored with certain things that I'm writing about, so that might be part of it. I think that's part of it, because when you lock into a certain subject and you never deviate from it, it gets boring, and writing becomes no fun. And I don't want it to not be fun. It should be a challenge. My tea is getting cold. But how to be a writer? Observe the world around you. Take notes. Read. Question. Observe. Eavesdrop on people. I do it all the time. Writing involves not being afraid to voice your opinion about something. In this day and age, that can be dangerous. You're not supposed to have your own thoughts and opinion anymore, though it seems that way. Well, we're at 14 minutes, and I like to keep these under 15 if I can. I really do. You see, I got my social media connections. I mean, I do have a blog site. I do have my Facebook page. I do have Instagram. I am on Twitter. I'm rarely on Twitter, but I do have one. And then there's my YouTube channel. But behave yourselves, people. I won't. I don't know how. Even when I'm doing a dull video like this one, to just hear myself get my thoughts out of my head. Man, I don't know what it is. Itchy. I think my scalp is just dry. Alright, I will see you later, people. Probably in a few minutes, I'm going to do another one. Probably a history one. Later.